You are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxshall, in which I chronicle my life and attempts to become a professional writer by, doing some writing daily, hopefully. It is Monday the 19th of August 2024. You're listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. Haven't done any writing today. I've been working most of the day, so really haven't had the opportunity. As I said yesterday, when I was in India, I got 2,500 words written on chapter 35 of Empress of the Trees. And then our alarm call for the flight home was at 3:10 in the morning. But bear in mind, Chennai is 4.5 hours ahead of the UK. So in fact, it was actually 20 to 11 last night that I got up. So I did anyway, got up at that time and came home on the flight. And it was fine, we arrived slightly early. But I've only just got home. I went to visit a friend on the way home. I haven't seen for a while. And so I'm just a little bit shattered, which is fine. I'm allowed to be shattered. I'm allowed to have had a long day. So, I won't be doing any writing today. I think if I attempted it, it will be totally unproductive. So I shall maybe read a little bit of a book. I'm watching an episode of The Big Bang Theory, and I confess that I've recently purchased more Lego. I bought the vintage typewriter, which seemed kind of appropriate. So I might build a bag or two of that later on. Now, my plans over the next couple of days are, I should get a bit more writing done over the next couple of days. So tomorrow, I'm expecting a delivery from Waitrose. Yes, I've gone up market. It's not from Tesco this time, it's from Waitrose. And if I can get used to their brands and their prices, I might actually start using Waitrose a little more often. I think one of the big disappointments is their range isn't as big. There's a lot less stuff, like own brand soups. There's only of the cheap ones, there's only 2, whereas Tesco is about 6 or 7. So I may end up having to do a healthy mixture, but that's fine. But that's delivered between you pay less for a longer slot. So my slot is between 8 and midday tomorrow, 8 in the morning and midday tomorrow. So I will have that delivered, and that'll be fine. And then the other thing I've got coming tomorrow, but I don't know when. I've got there's I don't really drink alcohol anymore, but Brewdog make a nice box of alcohol free beer, and I think there's 4 different flavours in it. And they were doing a pack of 48. So doing the maths, that's probably 12 of each flavour for £48, so £1 a can, which is pretty good value. So I've got that arriving tomorrow, and that'll last me bloody ages, that will. I have been trying the different alcohol-free beers, and that's the one I've found I like the best so far anyway. But then, yes, I shall also do some writing tomorrow. Now, the scene I need to write, it kind of continues on directly from the scene I've already written. And I'm not sure how long it's going to be. I don't think I have an expectation of how long it needs to be. I think it just needs to tell the story it needs to tell. So it's the scene, it's quite unpleasant. It's the scene that I created the character of Daniel Huxley for. I've mentioned this before. I created Danny knowing that Danny was going to die. I don't know if I'll write it tomorrow, but certainly within the next couple of days, that scene is going to be committed to paper, and it is quite a horrible moment. He is treated very badly, and he doesn't die in a very pleasant way. But it's necessary for the story, unfortunately. And as I say, he was literally created for that. It's a bit... I can't really talk about that. There's a character in one of my other books that originally wasn't going to die. I hadn't decided what their fate was, and then she did, and it was really difficult to write. And I don't think killing off Danny will be that hard, But then I kind of also know I have got to get out. You know, he may actually survive. I think how the final. So there's a scene in the epilogue in which it could be shown that he survives, but I haven't decided whether. I haven't decided how feel good I want the epilogue to be. So, yeah, I can't. I think whether Danny survives or not will really depend on how well the other chapters work and whether I feel it needs one more sort of little shocking moment. It probably won't. I think he probably will survive. Anyway, so that's tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm catching up with another friend, so I probably won't be doing any writing. In fact, I might even sort of pencil in one of my pre-recorded emergency podcasts for Wednesday, because I think I'm going to struggle to get time to record one. I mean, I don't really want to record one today, but I'm loath to stick out another emergency one today, hot on the heels of the previous one a couple of days ago. I can't stick out an emergency podcast every day I work, is basically what I'm trying to say here. Anyway, so that's Wednesday. And then Thursday, I have no plans for. So Thursday is going to be a writing day as well. So I've got 3 days where I can definitely write in 2 of them. I can possibly write in 3. And then I've got 4 days of solid work, although some of them are, it's all flights again. Some of them are just there and backs, which means I'm done by sort of lunchtime, which means I might be able to get some writing done on a couple of days. But then they're obscenely early starts as well. So I know I have to get up stupidly early to do those flights. Not stupidly early, just early, like 2 or 3 in the morning. I think anything after 4 feels like an early morning, and anything before 4 kind of feels like the night before still. So it's going to be interesting how my brain interprets that. Anyway, so those are my plans for the next couple of days. I will obviously be back tomorrow with a new podcast. I will attempt to do it after I've written whatever I end up writing tomorrow. It may be as part of a live stream, it may not. But thank you so much for listening, and I will be back at some point. Well, I'll be back tomorrow with hopefully an update on how I'm progressing with Chapter 35. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxall. Thank you for tuning in to my random ramblings, and if you'd like to know more about me or my projects, visit my link tree at linktr.ee/Richard Wright, capital R, capital W. Thank you for listening.